Oh wait, I forgot. Hold on. Where? There I am! Hi! I forgot to turn on my freaking PNG tuber guy. Hello! I am Nat. Yeah. So, last stream didn't go great, but this stream will hopefully go better, because last stream I got motion sick and I was cold, and it wasn't the best experience. But this time I have a jacket on, which you can't see. Well, I mean, you can see. I'm wearing it right now on my little guy here. But I'm not actually wearing that jacket. I don't have it. I wish I did. But, I'm also not playing Sonic Robo Blast 2 today. Because I can't get motion sick again, okay? I don't want to get motion sick again. So today I'm playing, what I frickin' named the stream? Starable, Parable, Ultrarable, Delarable. Yeah, I'm playing Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which I did play the original one, but I never played the new one. Which... yeah. It came out like... what? It came out like a month ago. Oh, is this song? But yeah, I'm playing it today because I've been waiting to play it on stream. I literally, like, I told myself I'm going to wait to play this game on stream because I really want to play it, but I also, like, want to, like, record my reaction to it because it looks like a fun game to just have, like, a reaction to, I guess? I don't know. I'm just spouting nonsense. Let's start the game. I don't actually have OBS set up for this, so bear with me as... hold on. Here we go. And then I gotta add game. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now everything's set up. Alright. I'm gonna stop the music. Here we go. Yeah. I guess we're just going right into it. English subtitles. I did, yes. That seems good. Oh, frick, what time? It's 2:22 p.m. I don't think it has to be exact. Yeah. It just turned to 2:23. Whatever, it's fine. Accessibility options. Alright. It's all fine and good. Here we are! Infinitely. Real quick. Yeah, I think we're all good. I'm gonna go in the settings real quick. We're in borderless. No, 60 hertz, not 59. Gotta have the RTX. The RTX graphics. There's no RTX in this game. That was the joke. Anyways, it's kind of loud. I don't know how loud the actual game is gonna be. I'm gonna keep it at 80, that seems good. I don't want my voice to be, like, overpowered by the game like last time. Let's just begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
There he is in the void.
Stanley was happy.
No.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something
Here we
that
are.
would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Man, I'm
Never
so
in
excited.
all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright. Here I am. I can't press buttons on the keyboard. Alright,
All
there's...
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's, play the game. It's a little hard to do commentary when this game is, like, very narrative-based.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, chat, what do you think we should do? Ha! I'm just kidding. Nobody's watching. So, I could do the regular route. Or I could be rebellious. Okay, let's go left. Let's just follow the story. Why not? Maybe we can diverge the path, like, in the middle of it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside of you. Talk it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Sounds like good advice.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No. Actually, I'm gonna go to the basement. Because, I mean, why not, right?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
No,
And in such a
this
competitive
place.
economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh, I think I remember this
automatically
ending.
behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Oh boy.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Okay, oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Am I getting faster?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have an office. I'm real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Great start to the game, right? The greatest ending! This is not how it is. No, 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 no! No!
Co-workers were gone.
This was not how this was supposed to go.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, anyways, back to funny Stanley Parable game. I'm just gonna do what the narrator says
Stanley came to a
this
set
time.
of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I do remember that ending. It's like engraved in my mind. Actually, you not know.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
The soda machine is broken. You lied to me!
Yes, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I just missed some dialogue. Well.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Anything this way? No? Can I open the door again? Wait, I didn't. I keep pressing E, or I keep pressing right click, or left click. I can't talk, whatever. Guess I'll do what the narrator says. Like a lame person.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Okay, bye.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
I am
his
not
boss's
going down
office.
there. That's the executive bathroom. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes, if the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Speaking in rhymes. What is this, the Batman? I don't have time for this Riddler crap. Trying to play my video game.
Office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Forgot, but it turns out that the powerful emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
I love this game. I really wonder what the Ultra Deluxe content is. All I've heard about is Bucket, and that's it. We're going down.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well, I'd say
Stanley
next chance we
straight
break.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No. Wait. I think I remember what this path does. I'm gonna take it anyways in case I'm
Although this
wrong.
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking was gonna happen, but now I'm not so sure if I want to go down that way, because I'm worried I might die. Decisions. Death? Or mind control facility? Death? Or mind control facility? Death? Mind control facility. No, I'm not gonna get mind control.
Not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
That's red. Why not? I mean, it's not like I'll die. Whoa! What the heck was that? Okay.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story. Trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no
I can't get out of here.
Plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
That's not gonna work. Okay. Bye.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay, I'm fine. That's the name of the game.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I do not really remember this ending. Okay, let's go here then.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Okay, I can't go on the reels. Well, that's not doing anything. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors, that was the first part of the game that was built. Whatever. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core layout. Though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. I can't read. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. The two doors. The set of the two doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Okay. The office. Button sounds, a selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard stroke and synthesized tone. Well, office computers. I have no idea what's going on. I guess I'm just dead. Got the credits here. Neat. Boss's office. Neat. Huh? Narration outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not... Oh! What?
Stanley pushed the number 6.
Okay.
When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source. Then he pushed at the top of the facility. Stanley pushed the...
I can't tell whether I unlocked the true ending right away. I can't... I didn't. There's no way that this is like... Oh.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me.
Oh.
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Okay.
Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only choice.
This is an interesting choice, because I could just quit the game right now. Or I could just let Stanley die.
Do choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Well, Stanley's dead. Oh, hey, I'm back at the office. Anyways,
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well...
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Alright then. Let's just continue. Oh. Huh. I wonder what this is.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I guess I'm just, I guess I'm just here now.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await.
This isn't ominous
the
at all.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
What?
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Alright. Let's see what new content is in the Ultra Deluxe edition.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
What is this?
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Yeah! I don't want to use all my jumps. This is honestly a really bad jumping really bad jumping physics. It's so like stiff.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Nah, this is jumping, man. Alright.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I love this.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
Okay.
No frills, no gimmicks.
Alright.
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay. Okay. He gonna cancel. Yep. Where am I? This is not where I'm supposed to be. What? What is... What is...
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Something up here. I am not gonna make that joke, by the way. What's this way? Decisions. Also, by the way, hi Panda into garbage. Thank you for coming to my Twitch stream. Twitch.tv. Is coffee nut and a screwdriver. Yes, like the hit game Danganronpa.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? It got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What? Well...
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
This is actually pretty.
Like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. Buy now for $20 on Steam. Now available, the Stanley Parable on
PC. Doesn't the Memory Zone
PC.
remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
I think I'm going
Waste.
I think I'm going insane. For a second, I thought that "Don't Forget" said Danganronpa. I think I am actually going insane because of that comment. Stanley Parable. Oh, it actually won an award. I didn't... Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. What? The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to The Stanley Parable. cool. Friggin' classic friggin' Firefox friggin' page. Huh. It's just a framed dollar. Oh, I got achievements. You can't jump and get your first achievement. I don't know why I got those now, but okay. This place actually looks pretty nice. I'd live here. Probably. Maybe. This...
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "With so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing.
Was it Ape Escape 3?
It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk.
Tell me, narrator, was it Ape Escape 3 as well? Content. Because if it was Ape Escape 3 as well, it deserves an 11 out of 10. Oh, what? Thank you for the follow. Panda into garbage. Thank you in the follow. Well, thank you in the follow. Thank you for the follow. Thanks so much. The first actual follow on stream. Thanks. Okay, now... What is this? Memory zone maintenance. I can't open this door anyways! We'll go back up.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Sorry, hearing GameSpot being said out loud in a video game is just really funny to me.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no.
Oh.
God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, an online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I heard that voice line on Twitter. I didn't know it was actually in the game. It was like a comic dub. I didn't know it was actually, like, a part in the game. I thought it was just an unused line. Does that Steam review actually exist? I really hope it's just an actual Steam review that they just found on the Steam page. And they just ranted about it.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
Oh wait, that's not...
Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I mean, I like the Stanley Parable. These reviewers are just... These reviewers just don't get it.
What to say. You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley.
Okay.
Yes, a skip button we shall have.
It's fine.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you with just the push... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description.
Yeah, it's really self-aware. I love it.
I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek
I'm just gonna sit here
and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made in fact make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history.
This is really long.
See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation.
How long is this gonna be?
I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Sorry.
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
There's probably something in there.
That
I
after
mean,
seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely
if you're talking about like the rant that he was just going on,
a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review.
I really don't know where that was supposed to be going.
I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular
he's just
user
talking.
the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not.
I feel like if I just stood here, this would go on for like 30 minutes.
Altering this particular. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been cycling through is becoming longer and longer.
Oh no!
The last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Oh!
Unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
So...
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yeah.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall?
I'll try that.
Possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. I'm
trying.
We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door.
All right.
I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
All right. Y'all want to listen to some music? I got Spotify. Yeah. Okay, that bit sucked. I'm gonna push the button. I don't think he's coming.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room.
Man.
Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle.
No.
I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times.
Oh,
and
no.
There's no door, Stanley.
What do we
No
do?
door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
Well, I mean...
I can't control
anything
in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you?
Because there's nothing to do!
I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself.
What do we do then?
I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury. To alter and to change.
I imagine that if I press it again, it's just gonna, like, send me into the future in, like, 5 years.
What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button. to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it and that I'm going to be stuck all alone.
Listen, man.
Power to prevent it all from happening.
Listen, man.
I'd held my tongue.
Listen,
it's all out of my control now.
There's nothing to do. There's no way to get out of here.
You're going to make me suffer to leave me all alone. Surely you
don't be like that.
Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me.
Man.
And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company.
Dude!
Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, no, no. I know you too well.
Okay.
You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix it?
It reset the dial. Okay, you know what?
Opinion matters so much to me. I've never even... Oh, Stanley. Back.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Good,
Stanley,
buddy.
I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Oh.
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's...
Frozen standing coma.
Been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. Well, it was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time. That if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it.
Listen.
I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in a stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness...
Okay.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing but regret for the longest time.
What was I supposed to do?
Months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past.
You would do it too, if you had the option.
What took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events.
Should I press the button again?
Same moment,
I don't know.
Freed. I felt
because I don't know what to do, because he's just kind of talking to himself.
And I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do.
Okay, time for something cursed. What's cursed?
Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to feel true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Anyways, I'm gonna push the button. Oh, is he just... Where... Is he gone? What are the... Ugh. What is that beeping? That is concerning beeping. Please, let me push the button again.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition.
Oh, you're back!
But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us.
Hey, I'm back.
Enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get.
Okay, I'm gonna skip forward. Well, he's not here now. Okay, I'm gonna press it again.
The end is never the end, is never
the
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Okay.
End is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
This would be great backing to a song, anyways. What do I... This is... Oh, yeah! This is what I expected to happen at some point. Am I finally gonna break free? Is the building just gonna wear away? Oh! Light! Light! I'm gonna get out of here. Me and narrator friend. Oh! Come on, there's gotta be a way out of here, right? Oh! There was, like, hope for 5 seconds. No. Yeah, no, this is not going very well. What are those noises? Do I have cave sounds turned on? No. The button. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's the heat death of the universe here. It's just sand. I'm just walking infinitely in sand. man, what? Okay. I guess I'll just continue walking? Oh. And here we are back again. Okay. None of that actually happened.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now we're here again. New content. New content. What is the new content?
Oh, good. You notice my sign. I have something very exciting to show you.
The narrator programmed in the new content. He got tired and made a fan game. Well, we're back. Let's see what the narrator has in store with us, for us.
And about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever...
Stanley Parable 2. Yeah!
Parable 2.
Huh.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I would buy a Stanley Parable 2.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
What was that last part? Narrate, what was that last part? What? More Stanley Parable, better Stanley Parable. Sequential mind share. 1, 2. Paradigm shift synergy. Brick and mortar approach. Envelope client-centric marketing. The color red. Leverage. Holistic value. 1 to 2. Well. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Cool red section of the chart compared to the boring sections of the chart. Old plus busted, new hotness. Stanley Parable 2? This is the rejected logos. Stanley Parable 2. Stanley Parable 2. The Stanley Parable. The Stanley Parable 2. The Stanley thanks for attending. Yeah, I think that one's my favorite. I do like the that one right here, the one with the Roman numerals. That's clever. Yeah. Okay. Guess we're going this way.
Clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts,
the red marker
that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
meeting plan, scrum, design pitch, break, pitch, design, number 2 chat. Two eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs. Whoa. The end is never again. This way to the show floor. Valued investors. New features! Let's see how this goes. That's cool.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Reassurance bucket. I think I've been slightly spoiled for that. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't actually know what it is, really. I think I've just heard a comment by my brother who played this game. And he didn't intentionally spoil it, I just heard it. While he was talking to someone else. Hear your name in the game. I can hear my name in the game. Red is the new orange. Ray traced. More of the same, but in a good way. This is actually pretty cool. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Jump circle, infinite hole. Jump circle! Free, new plus easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Get it here. Oh, I love achievements! Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. In the words of Todd Howard, it just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Hearing the word gamers activates, like, hearing someone say unironically, like, I know that was ironic, obviously, because it was in the script, but, like, in the character, saying gamers ironically activates my fight or flight response. The jump circle! Hey, it's this thing!
Stanley, I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Neat. The button that says says the name of the player that is playing the game. Let's see if it says Nat.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Let's see if it gets my name right.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble
gotta get in character.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Gotta picture everything's...
Jim.
What?
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was
Oh
you!
my gosh, it's
The button
me!
described you. Do it again, do it again.
Oh, it's me!
Jim.
Oh!
It's even harder the second
Ow!
time. If
What?
this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
This bit sucks. I'm gonna go back.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
The infinite hole. Let's try the collectibles, actually. Let us see what... Can you find them? Can you find them? Oh, this looks...
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
It's... Oh. I'm scared to pick it, because of all those... There he is! Stanley. Yeah! I did it. Okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game, and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Opening room, surrounding area, depth. Dipped. NFT in a nutshell.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly
Yep.
fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
No, okay, I thought that was just gonna crush me. Let's try it.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Very neat. Very neat, Nat. Alright. I think the only thing left is the, reassurance bucket. What? I don't actually know what that is. Oh, what's this? That's new. Is it, though?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
This is great. You know, as a person who, occasionally makes stuff, this is exactly what the process of, making anything is. Because, not just games, I don't make video games at all. But the process is literally just, wouldn't it be cool to do this? Actually, I'll figure it out later. That's just the process, and then...
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was
That's all it
confusing
is,
and
really.
paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
It's a bucket.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal. Perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution.
This room is very imposing.
The game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Okay. Oh.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Well, thank you.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
All right, I'll just keep this bucket then.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Well, I guess I'll leave now. Very neat. Very cool. Oh wait, I should probably read this. Yep, what is settings world champion? I think I'm there, and then N is the jump circle, which is there. So, the settings world champion is somewhere here? I think? I don't do great with directions. Right, did I go in here?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one.
I guess this is where I'm supposed to go. Never mind.
Version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. What would you go with?
Probably Get Well Someday, because that's funny.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Really? Well...
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Okay. You sure? Because I think the Get Better Someday is funnier. Alright. Yeah, I think that's all. What's this way, actually? Right, this is the, yes, this is the room. It's the, infant... the infant hole. That sounds wrong. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Just a giant... infinite... Oh, here it is. Oh. Okay, I can't go in there. I was thinking of a giant, like, just a giant, like, infinite hole that you just throw infants in. But I'm now realizing that that might not be the best idea. Yeah, where's the exit? I need to get out. Where's the exit? I think it's over here. Right, I think it's over here. Yeah, here's the exit. Stanley Parable 2 seems to be pretty cool so far. It says the exit is this way. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm blind. Okay, here we go. I'm still...
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Oh.
Ready to move on now?
Yeah, I've seen everything. The Stanley Parable 2. What's this room?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not
It's
exactly
pretty cool.
clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Here
sure.
it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. Alright, let's...
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
What?
And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
I mean, it could maybe be made into
to
something,
create
right?
a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could.
You're just thinking of
really
the game I'm playing
tremendous
right now,
title screen.
man.
A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh. Oh, hey, it's Stanley Parable 2! Huh. Guess I better change the stream title now. Begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh.
Stanley worked for a company in a building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
What bucket? I didn't see the bucket. Oh, bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I didn't notice the bucket. Can I put it back down? Nope.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I guess I'll just do it on, well, here. On my left. I'll follow what he says.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
This is starting to become a little bit worrying. Broom closet. It's the broom closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
Well...
And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together.
Bucket bestie.
Go through each of them point by point.
Yep.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Well, I think you should stop being so pushy, broom closet.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike to the broom closet with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah, frick you, broom closet. Frick you!
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker. Coming to the staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, what would happen if I went down? What would happen if I went down? 'Cause... I kinda wanna go down. I guess I'll... I'm too curious.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his
no.
admitting he had left his post.
Is it just the same one?
For that.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
I thought it would be
Because he believed
different.
everyone had vanished? His boss would think he
This
was
is like
crazy.
5 minutes long.
Something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe...
Can I... Yeah, I'm gonna begin the game again. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Bucket.
missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms,
There we go.
and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Everything's fine if I have Bucket. Bucket is my friend.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
No.
And this was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I'll continue this way.
No, said the bucket.
Oh.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Okay, I'll follow the
cargo
bucket.
lift. Yes, go there. Go to the cargo lift.
This is the cargo lift.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta quickly go to the bathroom. Sorry. I will be right back. And in the meantime, I'm gonna play some sick tunes. Alright, be right back.
Just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back them up with the fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost try to approach me, he got leery.
Hi, I'm back. It's time For more bucket times. You ready for more bucket times? Because I am. That doesn't even make sense, okay. Let's continue. Sorry, I had to roll up my sleeves. Or roll down my sleeves. Oh, I'm now in the void. Okay.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay. Sure, I'll just do whatever you say, man.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh. Oh. Okay, this is worrying. What do I do? There's nowhere to go. Where's... What do I... What am I supposed to... Oh, here, there's the bucket. Hello, Stanley, it's me, your bucket. Press G to take me to work with you. Sure.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Okay. Take me back home with you, okay?
Lately,
and
I've been concerned about
okay.
him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Okay.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me.
Yeah?
It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
I don't know if I wanna, man. Listen, Bucket, we've been through a lot together, but I don't know if I wanna... Okay. I guess...
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once
I want to get out of
it
here.
was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
How do I get out of here? Okay. I don't want to do that. I guess it's the only option, right?
Sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Oh no, are you being infected too? You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press J to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Oh dear. I think he's being infected too. Press O to relive the same day with me over and over. Okay. I get.
Oh my god, what am I saying?
Yeah.
Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Okay, I think the narrator's affected too. Okay. Okay.
No. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket?
No.
Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Oh, no.
Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
This is...
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me.
This
Give
is...
me the bucket, Stanley.
Okay, fine.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or
No. Okay. And we're back?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. No. No. No, Bucket. No, I'm not taking
When
you.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I trust the narrator. The narrator's my friend. Not stupid Bucket. I'm not trusting you, Bucket.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm not freaking falling for the bucket trick again. I'm not doing that. This way.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
And let's go in here. Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I do remember this ending.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
It's like one of the easiest ones to get because you just follow what the narrator does. But it's still a really good ending.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Oh,
happy,
right, it's this
or
one.
sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Here it is. Mind controls idle awaiting input. Well.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And that's the true ending. Just following directions. Also, it says I beat the game. Well. Now what?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't trust the bucket. I do not trust this bucket.
The confusion
I'm gonna
and the
take it
chaos
anyway.
all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the
I'm gonna
door on his
see what
left.
happens when I follow the path with the bucket this time. And then just
Still
go
no
from
one
there,
was
I
here.
guess.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I keep forgetting which way I'm supposed to go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing present. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yeah.
Was it that the bucket knew all along?
I mean,
Was
obviously.
the bucket guiding him?
Obviously it was the bucket.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yeah, I know. The bucket's great, right? The bucket's amazing. I'm not being influenced by it. I just think it's that great. Better than that freaking broom closet!
Downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright. Let's see what happens.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
1 second. My freaking cat just peed on the ground. I will be right back. first first I pee, and then my cat pees. It's freaking pee stream today. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Anyways, we're going back to it. Probably gonna end stream soon.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine, Bucket. Don't worry.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things
it better not be. Not my bucket, friend.
Want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
Yeah, I mean,
His
come
own life
on.
in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket
More importantly,
tighter. His one friend
Bucket's
in the entire
life
world.
in someone
At
else's
this
control.
point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Actually.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh.
Birds.
Silly birds.
Silly birds.
Silly
the
birds.
Control buttons became active again.
It's burbs. Oh! Birds!
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another.
Birds!
And then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
I love silly birds.
Mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Silliest birds imaginable.
Paths his life could have taken.
I love
This
silly
one
birds.
Was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Silly birds! I did it! The silly birds reign supreme. Oh, hey, it's 4:27 in my time, and I'm in room 427. 'Cause it's 4:27 p.m. in my time. Technically, it just turned 4:28 p.m., but, like, forget that for the bit. It's 4:27 right now. Ha.
Wait,
Anyways.
Stanley thought to himself, am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Oh.
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
I've never seen that happen. Is that, like, a new thing?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'd say we do one more run, and then I'll get off. I'll, like, stop streaming. Let's go... We haven't seen...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I think I've seen it, but like...
Stop by the employee lounge first,
we haven't seen if I just, like, fully disobey the orders.
Sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business,
so I'm just gonna...
Stanley took the first open door on his
I'm just gonna go straight ahead.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about what? Really?
There we go.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Yeah, I do remember this from the first game.
This is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through
I love this bit.
Door.
I'm gonna just keep going with it until...
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
So subtitles are... Anyways.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me.
Skill trees?
Me absolutely nothing
like
so
in
far.
the new Sonic Frontier?
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
No. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course.
3.
A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful.
This is great.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Whoa, it's a worldwide leaderboard. Let's see here. In total, 9,100. And there I am. Stanley 427. You are objectively ranked 9,328 out of 9,328 players worldwide. Why not ask some friends for help? Error. Friendly. I didn't get to read all of that, but I have a feeling I know what it said. A dead rat is objective. A dead rat. Cool.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
3.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of the new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left.
Love this part.
Danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Frick the baby.
You
Die.
heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
No, it's because I hate
the latter,
babies.
well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha!
Oh!
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
What?
What is our motivation?
This is new.
It seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley.
In the original game, this was just Minecraft. It was just straight up turned into Minecraft.
And it seems there's even more.
This is not
Venture outward and see what else is out there.
This is actually just like, what is it? Watchfire, right? Firewatch? I don't know. I think it's Firewatch. Yeah, what the heck? This is not what I expected at all.
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
What? Oh.
Thank goodness, Stanley, what a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
But I wanna go.
Woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls.
Play a different game.
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Okay. Sure, let's just play Rocket League. Why not?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
There's the ball. Go fast. Boom. This is great. No, the ball.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
This is so much fun.
My miserable little story that I worked so hard on.
Don't.
Stanley, I have a thought.
Don't be like that.
And I realize I'm not a. Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Okay. I guess I'm here now. Okay, I'm in this hallway now. I vaguely remember this. I played Stanley Parable like 5 years ago. So, I don't really remember much, but I somewhat remember this. $427. This is my room. Computer, respond. Okay, I need to ask you this. This is your last chance, okay? Scooby said Rutro. Shaggy said Zoinks. Velma said Jinkies. And Daphne said Jeepers. What did Fred say? Oh, okay, I'm gonna stop this bit. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Alright. Let's split up. Let's split up, gang. Alright. That is the Stanley Parable. I'm gonna real quick see if he has any special dialogue.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Nope.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna quickly grab the bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna quit to menu. Stanley Parable 2. This is actually, like, this is really good. This music is neat. Yeah, I guess I'll just stop the stream here. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll just stop the stream here. Thank you for watching, going through this game with me, because this is a lot of fun. I do plan on playing this again, because this is, like, a lot of fun. I don't actually know how many more endings there are, but, yeah, this is a freaking fun game. Yeah, thank you for watching my twitch.tv stream, and, I guess I'll see y'all later. Bye!